Okay, now live. Hopefully this works, but why do all pros have this setting off and why should you turn it off? Well, I've been playing controller for the past couple years and it wasn't really an issue. In fact, I felt auto sprint on was much better and helped my gameplay a lot, which it did on controller. But why is this such an issue on auto sprint on mouse and key? And why does every pro player and streamer, for that matter, Fade, ACU, you name it, have auto sprint off? Well, it's because of PK battles and bubble fights when you're going in and out of the bubble, like air strafing. So let's say you have auto sprint on and you hit the W key. Your gun goes down into the sprint, right? And it takes a second for you to shoot, and you're not gonna be able to hit the target. I'll show you that again. Right, so you have auto sprint on, you hit the W key. It misses. If you don't, then you flick, and the gun fires immediately. Also, if you have auto sprint on, your gun's gonna go down when you're in an airstrafe. Actually, when you jump, it doesn't. But anyway, on controller, it doesn't matter because you have that analog. Let me turn on auto sprint just to show you. All right, auto sprint on. So it's great because you have one less input to select, which matters a lot on controller. You don't have unlimited inputs. So sprint is usually the one that you can kind of get rid of. But you can effectively have a PK battle with auto sprint on. Right now, if you move your analog forward at all, but if you just move it forward slightly, you can still get that walking speed at about here. So, if you just with a little bit of practice, you can avoid that, and you can still move forward. So, that's why you should turn it off. And here's some tips. If you are transitioning to mouse and key like I am, you can get a keyboard with an analog style W, kind of like, so it'll work like your controller, or if you press it down all the way, it's a sprint, and if you press it down halfway, I can't do that on my keyboard. If you press it down halfway, it's a walk. If you press it down all the way, it's a sprint. But you can do that, but those are usually pretty expensive, so eventually you just get used to it. And you just remember to hit that key, becomes muscle memory. But a tip to remember is while you're learning to sprint, when you're on controller and you do auto sprint, pretty much your holster button becomes your sprint button. Like in my mind, my holster button is my sprint button. So for me, pressing the 3 means sprint in my brain. So I keep pressing holster, and then I press control to sprint. But if you just remember to hit control then 3, you'll go way faster. If you can't hit them both at the same time. If you can't hit them both at the same time, or you're not good at it, hit 3 then control, and you're gonna go faster. And that's something I've kind of been working on. So that's why you should turn it off. That's why all the pros have it off. And yeah, pretty simple. Yeah, again, with the controller, it doesn't really doesn't really matter because you have that analog. But anyway, thanks for watching. 5 minutes, not bad. And